Hey fam, it's been a minute. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About Records. And this is going to be my first vinyl haul of 2026. So I have with me some vinyl. I have some new gems as well as some old classics that we're going to unbox together today. And I know it's been a minute. I think the last one I did was maybe in December of last year. So, we're almost into May. It's been a wild ride this year, just nonstop action, but I'm excited to kind of show you what I've been listening to, and there is some of my favorite new albums here. So 2026, it's picking up with new vinyl, so let's get into it. So first we're going to unbox the vinyl from Light in the Attic. They do a great job of remastering some of the classics, so I did get a classic record here. So let's kind of get this open. The tape, there's a lot of tape. So we're just gonna lean with it, rock with it. All right, let's get this open. Okay. All right, so this is the vinyl here that I have. And it is Karen Dalton's. It's so hard to tell who's going to love you best. And this is just a classic record. If you know a little bit about Karen Dalton, she was a folk artist who didn't really get a lot of notoriety in her time. And her voice is super unique. It takes a little bit of a while to adjust to it, but eventually you're hooked and you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta own everything that she's created. So this came out in 1969. So Light in the Attic remixed this, and I'm so excited to hear it on my record player because the MP3 just doesn't always do it justice, especially when it comes to old classics like this. So this is my first Karen Dalton record, so gonna be listening to this a lot. And it's a black vinyl, so I'm not going to open it up. I'll open up the colored ones, but yeah, let's move on to the next one. So some of these I'm just going to open up blind, so I don't know what this is. And we're just gonna be surprised. We're gonna see what's going on here. This is my workout for the day, by the way. Okay, let's see. All right. One of my favorites of all time. And what do I have here? I have Serge Gainsbourg, and this is History de Melody Nelson. This is my favorite Serge Gainsbourg record, and yeah, they reissued this last year, and it sold out like relatively quickly. This is actually a colored vinyl, so I'm really excited to see what this looks like. But if you know me, you know that I love French culture, especially French music. I was fortunate enough to see Jane Birkin, who was featured here. I was fortunate enough to see her at Carnegie Hall when I lived in New York City. I still have on my bucket list to see Charlotte Gainsbourg, her daughter, and Serge's daughter live. She's one of my favorite actresses, and I love her music, but she doesn't really tour that much, and she hasn't had a new album out in a while. So, but that is definitely a future concert I will love to go to. But I have one Jane Birkin vinyl, actually, but it's hard to find Serge Gainsbourg and Jane Birkin vinyl. And this is, if you know how iconic this record is. It is a concept album. Actually, this is Light in the Attic too. I forgot to mention that. There's a little logo here, so they reissued this. But let's just open up the inside, and we have Serge here. Love him. Fellow Aries like myself. And let's see. I actually have a book about the creation of History de Melody Nelson too. So I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of anything Serge has done. So it is a clear vinyl here. Super cool. Yeah, when I was in Paris a couple years ago, I went to Serge Gainsbourg's house. Now it's a museum. It wasn't a museum by the time I was there, but I was able to see the outside of it, and it was amazing. But if you know, you know, one of the greatest concept albums of all time, History de Melody Nelson by Serge Gainsbourg. So I'm going to definitely be displaying this. I have this actually framed in my guest bedroom. I have a print of this framed. That's how much I love this album. And I also have a shirt with Jane Birkin from History de Melody Nelson printed. So I'm a huge fan of this record. I can't believe it's taking me this long to actually buy it on vinyl, but here it is. So we have a couple more here, just moving on to the next one. Okay. This one was super easy to open. I love that. All right, we're just going with all the classics before we get into some of the new gems. So this is my first Fleetwood Mac vinyl. This is Rumors. You know it. It's the most popular Fleetwood Mac album there is. And you know, I love this record. I know every song by heart. I'm such a huge Stevie Nicks fan as well. But you know, I got this because this is actually from Urban Outfitters. This is one of their colored exclusive vinyls. So I do want to see what this looks like because it seems really cool in the picture online. So we're just going to open it up and see. But this is just, you know, a must-have in every vinyl collection. My grandpa actually has the original, the first printing of this vinyl. So I'm hoping maybe I'll inherit it one day. But in the meantime, I'm I can't wait. I need to have one in my own collection. All right, so let's see what this looks like. How do I open it? Oh, here it is. Okay. All right, it looks just like the picture. It's this really cool foggy, milky teal blue. So super amazing. Love it. This is cool. So yeah, this is my my first Fleetwood Mac vinyl, and it's in a cool design. So, you know, that is one thing I will say about Urban Outfitters and their vinyl is that their pictures on their website, it is an exact replication of how it actually is printed on the vinyl. So some websites, I know, I'm not going to name any, but some record companies, they will have an image of what the colored vinyl looks like, and it looks nothing when it comes to your door, when you open it up. So Urban Outfitters, I have a couple vinyl from them that have been very consistent. So I would say if you are thinking about getting a color printed vinyl off of Urban, some of those exclusive designs, do it. It's going to look like the picture. Okay, making our way through, we have three more. So open up this one here. Oh, got it. All right. What is this? I ordered these so long ago. I'm because I've been stocking up for this video. I'm I don't even know what it is. We're just going with all the classics. We're going with all the classics. So this is Sonic Youth's Sister. So happy about this this record. This is actually really extremely hard to find, and Urban Outfitters, they have kind of this 50-year anniversary vinyl editions coming out this year, and I was able to get one of Patti Smith for her Bohemian Rhapsody vinyl record, but this is now the Sonic Youth Sister one. This is a colored design on the vinyl, so we're going to look at it. But, you know, this is actually, I have a couple Sonic Youth. I think this is probably my fourth or fifth Sonic Youth vinyl I've been fortunate to own. But I actually got into this record from my dear friend Renee. This is her favorite Sonic Youth record, and I never really listened to it that much. And I also feel like Sonic Youth Sister doesn't get a lot of attention. Of course, there's Goo and Experimental Jet Set. Those are really popular ones, but you know, and Washing Machine, but I feel like Sister is definitely very much under the radar. So I haven't spent too much time with this record, but I'm excited to now have it on vinyl and to, fall in love with it. So, also, I appreciate when there's a little Saturn picture because Saturn's my favorite planet. And we're just going to open this up. But yeah, if you can snag some of the Rough Trade 50th anniversary exclusive reissues, like, try to do it. They go so quick. That's why when I saw this on the website, I'm like, we're buying it immediately. I missed out on the Nirvana one because I still don't have Nirvana's Nevermind, so I missed out on that, but I'm like, I'm not missing out on Sister. This is sick. This is sick. Super cool. It's like this green, black swirl on the clear. Yeah, Sister by Sonic Youth. And that's another thing I will say about Rough Trade's records. They do look like the pictures too. So, I appreciate that because you just don't want to get a designer what is this? This is not what I thought it looks like. And I've had that many times, as you've seen with some of my unboxing videos over the past year. I've been like, oh, this is not what I thought I was getting. But Rough Trade is also very consistent. But so excited, another Sonic Youth vinyl added to my collection. All right, we have two more here. This seems really hard to open. I'm like, what is this? So we're just gonna try to get this open as gracefully as possible. Because I've never seen a vinyl box like this. It's like this weird design. But it looks secure. I'm like, as long as it comes safe. It comes safely and it's not broken or bent or warped, I'm good. So, but sometimes it is a little complicated to open. Okay, got it. It wasn't as bad as I thought. This is from Seasick Records, and it's a little magnet. It's so cute. This is actually my first vinyl from them, and this was a pre-order I waited a couple months for, and it is Snow Caps. So excited! So this is a side project from Katie and Allison Crutchfield from Waxahachie. They came together with MJ Letterman to create this last year. So they released this record last year, but the vinyl wouldn't be available until April of 2026. So it has been a long time coming. So I'm excited about this. And also I'm seeing Katie tomorrow. And actually I'm seeing MJ Letterman tomorrow as they're touring together, from Waxahachie and MJ Letterman. So I'm super excited to listen to this, to have this, before I see them in concert tomorrow. And I've probably seen Waxahachie 6 or 7 times. And then I saw Plains, which was another side project with Katie from Waxahachie. I saw her for that as well. So I'm a huge fan. Anytime Waxahachie comes into town, I'll see them. So, okay, this is interesting. So this is cool. I love this. This is cotton candy. Cotton candy clouds, cotton candy the food. So this is sick. This is one of the inside sleeves. This is perfect. I'm sorry, I'm at a loss for words. I'm stuttering. But this is cool. This might be one of the coolest printed colored vinyls that I own. So this is amazing. I'm so excited. I'm actually, it didn't look like this on the website. It looked kind of different. So this is actually a nice surprise because I thought it was going to be more blue on the website, but this is sick. This is really sick. I'm so excited about this. So yeah, Snow Caps. And they didn't really do a tour. I mean, Katie's pregnant right now, and I think she's just finishing this leg with MJ Letterman, and then she's going to take some time off. But I would love for Snow Caps to do more of a nationwide tour in the future. I think they only did a couple shows, but this is a newer record, Snow Caps. This was one of my favorite. I think it made my top 10 of 2025 for my favorite records of the year. So definitely listen to it if you haven't, but so excited. And we have one more here. So I know what this is because I bought this recently. And this is actually, it might be a top contender for my favorite record of 2026. Favorite new record of the year. There's a couple. There's like 3 that I'm like balancing between right now, but you know, it's still early in the year. It's only April. And like so many bands have just announced, I feel in the past week, like they're having albums come out this summer. So I think it's going to be a pretty good year. 2025 was a year that was unmatched. It was like one of the best years of new music. And I think Fuckers is a top contender. So this is a newer band. This is the first time I like have been into them. Like they've been around for a little bit, but this album is perfect. And it's not really my normal like forte of what I listen to. Like, you know, I'm very much like indie rock, punk rock, and like folk country, but this is more like electronic. And it's awesome. Like listening to this all the way through, it's perfect. Every song is solid and strong. And I just know as the weather gets warmer here in Michigan, I'm going to be blasting this in my car as I'm driving to work. But just in general, like blasting this year round. So this is actually this is colored. This is from Rough Trade too. Okay, so this is another like clear vinyl. Yeah, so far this is one of my top contenders for the best new album of 2026 is Fuckers. And I do want to see them if they come on tour. I think it would be such a fun show. I am getting a little bit more into electronic. I went through like a huge electronics like phase when I was like a junior and senior in high school. And like throughout, you know, my life I've like dabbled, but I'm kind of like getting back into it. And this is a gem. I'm actually surprised the clear vinyl is not sold out yet on Rough Trade because this has been making all of the top chart lists for best record of the year. And rightfully so. Like it's amazing. So this is my little vinyl haul for so far 2026. I'm sure there will be more. And yeah, I have a couple like pre-orders coming too this summer. So a lot of them are coming into June. So we'll kind of unbox those together. I also want to make a video of some of the new albums I've been getting this year. I just never like did an unboxing video for. So I'll probably do that when I come back from vacation next month. But thank you so much for another episode of Let's Talk About Records. Let me know if these are some of your favorites and what you've been listening to this year.